things just got way worse for the Montreal Canadiens, with the Habs reporter speaking out about how long Patrik Laine is going to be down with injury. This is going to play major implications and have a huge factor on the Montreal Canadiens heading into this season. And I'm going to break it down for you guys coming up on this episode of Hat-Trick HQ. But before we get into it, we got to say that 70% of you guys watching these videos aren't subscribed to the channel. So if you want to stay up to date on the latest NHL news, everything that's going to happen before the start of the season, during the regular season, make sure down below and hit that subscribe button. But that said, we just got to jump right into it, and it's a sad topic today. It is Laine to miss a lot of time, and yes, of course, if you guys missed that preseason game the other night between the Montreal Canadiens and the Toronto Maple Leafs, Patrik Laine alongside David Reinbacher both went down with injury. And if you missed it, I'm just going to bring up the screenshot for you guys right now. As we've seen, Laine got hit in a knee-on-knee, non-called penalty in this game where he couldn't get up off the ice. He was escorted off the ice, and it wasn't looking good for Patrik Laine after that game. A lot of people suspected this is a big injury, and they were not wrong. As this morning in practice, we seen him coming to the bench on crutches. He was mouthing, "I'm okay, I'm okay." But, you know, obviously it's great to see him come back to the rink after, you know, that suffering a big injury like this, because he could have obviously not have come to practice and just recovered on his own, but it's great to see that he's enjoying his time in Montreal enough to where he wants to be around the guys, to where he wants to be coming to practice. But, you know, according to Montreal Gazette reporter Stu Grimson, he is going to miss a lot of time this season, where he went on to say here that he's hearing Patrik Laine could be out 4 to 6 months, which would put him out basically the entire regular season if it does creep up towards that 6-month mark. He says nothing is confirmed yet by the team, so fingers crossed for everybody. It is not this serious, but when you have a reputable reporter alongside a lot of other Montreal reporters coming out and hearing the same number, it is not looking good for the Montreal Canadiens, and especially for Patrik Laine. I mean, for us Habs fans, this guy was our savior. He was coming into this season. We finally got a goal scorer. We finally got a guy who's very good and excels at putting the puck in the back of the net. We were all excited. I had my Laine jersey order, and it's on the way right now. And he goes down with injury in the preseason, which is very sad, especially for Patrik Laine as a person. A guy who was in the player assistance program, couldn't find himself in a spot in the NHL where he enjoyed coming to the rink, and now he gets traded to this Montreal team. We see him love being there, love being around the guys, love being in that dressing room, and now just to go down with a very, very serious injury so early into his Montreal Canadiens career. We were all expecting this guy to have a bounce back, be a 30, 40 goal scorer again for this Montreal Canadiens team, a team who hasn't seen a guy score 40 goals in a very long time, or at least do it consistently. And now, after coming off a season where we missed Kirby Dach last year, we're going to miss Patrik Laine. This is just, it sucks for Montreal fans. It sucks for the organization. It sucks for Patrik Laine as a person. And on top of that, we have David Reinbacher, one of our top prospects, go down with an injury in this very, very same game. It sucks. It's very disappointing. I was so excited for Patrik Laine going into this season. I thought adding this guy was going to take us out of the ashes, propel us up in this Atlantic Division to a point where we could be competing next season. And now we see him go down with injury. It is very, very saddening. And hearing him out 4 to 6 months makes it even worse. And I really hope that, obviously, this isn't confirmed by the team yet. We've seen in practice Gallagher and Patrik Laine also talking to each other, where it looked like Gallagher mouthed a bad word, maybe hearing about Laine's injury timetable, and now it sucks. It's all we can say is it sucks. I mean, it's very hard to see. Patrik Laine was so excited, the team was so excited to have this guy on the team, and now he goes down, especially Marty St. Louis. This is what he had to say in the press conference today. He said the number one job we had to do with Patty was make him excited to come into the rink, and he was. And obviously they say here, losing Patrik Laine stung a little bit more. Obviously, coming out of that player assistance program, making the guy want to come, want to work hard, want to be a Montreal Canadien. They did that job, and now he's out. And it's just very saddening that we keep seeing these players go down with injury in the preseason when it's looking so great, for the team before this. And it sucks. I hope Laine can recover good. My thoughts and prayers go out to him as alongside David Reinbacher, and hopefully they have a speedy, quick recovery and we can see him back on the ice, because I know you guys and myself, I don't want to see nothing more but Patrik Laine teeing one up on the power play for the Montreal Canadiens. But like I said, well wishes to Patrik Laine, and I hope his recovery goes very well. Just sucks to hear that he might be out this long. But going on with this topic, we're just gonna talk about it. Something needs to change. 100% it does. The NHL preseason right now is killing players. It's bringing them down with injury. It sucks because we see so many of these great players keep going down with injury in the preseason. We've seen John Tavares, who may have been a guy who could have got a scary injury, but unfortunately it wasn't. But it all because of the preseason. And if we just bring it up here, I mean, of course, like I mentioned earlier in this video, Reinbacher and Laine, both great guys, a top prospect, a top guy for his team, going down with serious injuries in the preseason. Also, we jump to the Western Conference, the opposite side of North America, where Drew Doughty, the biggest name for the Los Angeles Kings in this past generation, goes down with an ankle injury as well in the preseason. It is so tough to see top guys like Drew Doughty, like Laine, like a number of names that have gone down even in previous seasons with serious injuries in the preseason. They don't even get a chance to get into the regular season, play those games that actually matter, because they are getting hurt in this preseason. And if we just take a look at the length of the preseason right now, it is each team plays roughly 6 to 8 exhibition games. Obviously, this says it allows new players to try out for the roster. It allows them, to fight for their spot. Obviously, these young guys trying to get into the team. That's what's good about the preseason. It also establishes players to practice prior to competitive play by letting coaches test out lines, test out new power play units, new special teams. But it is all at the expense of losing top guys in the league, in my opinion. That is my opinion. I think if you lower these games of the preseason to maybe a 3 to 4 game exhibition where you're playing, say Montreal. If you're Montreal, you're going to play 2 games against Toronto. You're going to play 2 games against Boston. Those are your 2 rivals. That is what should happen here in the preseason. If you're Toronto, you play Montreal, you play Ottawa. It just makes sense for you to have 4 games. It lowers the risk of losing top players in your league for an extended period of time, and it also allows coaches and the organization to test out those lines, test out those special team units, and it also doesn't take away from those younger guys trying to crack the roster. I think if cutting these games in half, yes, it is a drastic measure, but it will help just the league in general and teams not lose these guys to a bad knee hit, to a bad, an awkward hit into the boards like Drew Doughty. It doesn't make sense to why you need to play 6 to 8 games before the regular season even starts. And the regular season is already 82 games, so you're running the risk of losing guys in that as well. So, my opinion, I think cutting this preseason in half will cut those injuries in half, and it'll be better for the player safety, it'll be better for the league in general, and it'll just be better all around for hockey fans. I want to hear your guys' thoughts on that down below in the comment section. Do you think that is too far to go when we're talking about cutting this preseason? Because right now, it just seems like we are losing players at a rapid rate going into the season, and I don't want to see any more injuries. We don't want to see that as hockey fans. I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. I'm sure this is going to spark a lot of conversation between you guys down there, but I love to read it because I've seen some people say, don't let AHL players into the preseason. But I think you kind of need to. They'll allow these guys to show off to the organization that they are worth having it, around. And I don't know. I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below. I'm rambling here. Let me know down below. We're going to get everybody's favorite topic here, which is comment of the day. And the comment of the day today goes to Cryptic Crypto. Love that name. He says, Mark Savard will help Marner on the power play as they think the game the same way. And I have to agree with you here, Crypto. Appreciate the comment. Appreciate you showing your support here on the channel. I think having Mark Savard there now helping the power play unit for the Toronto Maple Leafs will definitely help Marner get into those situations where he's finding Matthews for a one-timer, finding that, the D-man, Morgan Riley or OEL, whoever's running that top power play for a wide open, opportunity, because obviously we know Marner's a great passer, and if he can connect on these one-time opportunities, it's going to lead into more conversions for Toronto, and I think this is going to be a really great thing for the Toronto Maple Leafs heading into this season. But I love that comment there, and if you guys want to be featured on the next comment today, make sure to go down below and leave a comment on this video. Also, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. It helps push these videos out to all the NHL fans watching here on YouTube. Also, subscribe to the channel. We're about 800 subscribers away from hitting our goal of 5,000 here before the start of the season. So if you're new here, you want to stick around, keep up to date on everything happening around here in the NHL, make sure down below, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to check out a video we did the other day, it'll be popping up on your screen right now. But as always, I've been your host, KC. We'll catch you in the next one.